This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Hey, welcome back to Midweek Politics. Please check out our website, www.midweekpolitics.com. Well, we've been following the case of Scott Roeder. I'm not totally sure how his name is said, but he's the guy who murdered Dr. George Tiller, the controversial abortion doctor from Kansas. We talked last week and the week before. There's this possibility that he would try a justifiable homicide defense. The argument being he was saving a ton of babies by killing an abortion doctor. And for a little while, it seemed like the judge might actually consider whether that would be a legal, whether it would stand up legally to use that defense. It turns out that didn't happen. And here's the reading of the verdict from the case in Kansas.
Would the bailiff please read the verdict into the record?
In the case of the state of Kansas versus Scott Roeder, case number 09-CR-1462, we, the jury, find the defendant, Scott Roeder, guilty of the crime of first-degree murder. On count 2, we, the jury, find the defendant, Scott Roeder, guilty of the crime aggravated assault of Gary Hopner. Count 3, we, the jury, find the defendant, Scott Roeder, guilty of the crime of aggravated assault of Keith Martin. Signed by the presiding juror, dated this 29th day of January 2010 at 10:34 a.m.
So not only did he get guilty verdicts on all 3 counts, really the major one being murder, do you have any idea how long the jury deliberated on this? A very controversial case. You remember what happened with O.J. Simpson. Mm-hmm. How long do you think it took them to come back with this?
I don't know. Maybe not very long, I imagine. Not very long.
Take a guess.
An hour.
37 minutes. 37 minutes to, after this incredibly controversial case that was expected to actually go the distance because of this idea that if somebody does really believe that abortion is murder and that it should be illegal, they might try to influence the jury and take that into consideration. Of course, the way that the judge read what is to be decided and the rules of what would be murder and what would be justifiable homicide, this is clearly the right verdict. Scott Roeder admitted that he killed Dr. Tiller. Abortion, regardless of what he would like to be the case, is a legal procedure in Kansas, and this is first-degree murder. 37 minutes to come up with that to come up with that verdict. Scott Roeder is 51. He will have life in prison with the possibility of parole. After 25 years, he'll be sentenced on March 9th. Really no surprise, and it's exactly what we expected. Ariana Huffington goes after Roger Ailes in a rare TV appearance. Roger Ailes, the head of Fox News. Here's what she had to say.
Roger, just next in the
he was talking about Hitler and Stalin slaughtering people, so I think he was probably accurate. Also,
he
I'm
was talking about this administration.
I think he speaks English. I don't know, but I mean, I don't misinterpret any of his words.
So Roger Ailes backing up Glenn Becks about all of his incredible claims. John Edwards involved in a sex tape scandal. He actually asked Andrew Young, his right-hand man, to claim that he was the father of Rielle Hunter instead of Edwards himself. Mel Gibson, his new movie, Edge of Darkness, he gets asked about his whole anti-Semitic rant. He doesn't like it. Take a listen.
Do you feel like you're a different person, maybe a better person than you were 5 years ago, 4 years ago? I mean, everything that we've read about, you've gone through a lot of ups and downs in the past few years.
Oh, yeah, 4 or 5 years, yeah. It's a real roller coaster ride. You know, I think I'm the same person I always was, except for people as they go. Time teaches, and, you learn as you go, so, hey.
Do you think that the public will perceive you any differently after all that's been in the news about you?
What are you referring to specifically?
Referring to the drinking problems, referring to what's been called the anti-Semitic rant, referring all those things. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's almost 4 years ago, dude. I mean, I've moved on. I guess you haven't.
Well, I'm just wondering if you think that the public has moved on and will perceive you in the same light.
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, it is a while back, and I've done all the necessary mea culpas. So, let's move on, dude. Come on.
Edge of Darkness opens today. It's good to see you back in the saddle and doing what you do best. Thanks a lot for joining us, Mel. Take care.
Bye-bye. Asshole.
So Mel Gibson, definitely upset. That's all the time we have this week on Midweek Politics. Thanks for listening. Check out our website, midweekpolitics.com.
This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.